It's been a while since I've posted any videos, waiting on some interior to be done on the car. It's been super cold, so I didn't want to work outside when it's single digits. One of the things I want to try is see if I can repair these trunk hinges. I've got another pair of trunk hinges that are in good shape. The finish was rough on them, and I sent those out to a plater. I bought those from another person that had a car. These were the ones that came with it. There's definitely some challenges with these hinges. Like, for example, this one has a boss broken out. The finish isn't too bad on it, but you can see this is all wallowed out here. And, you know, that boss is broken out there. And what I want to try to do, I was just going to experiment with it since I had an extra set. And let's take a look at this other hinge. This other hinge, I'll show you the other piece here in a second. I need 3 hands here. This one's got some glue or something in the hole. I'll have to get that drilled out. Both of these guys have something glued in there. So there's, you know, potentially a nice set screw hole or something there, but we've got to drill those out and clean those. And then this hole here has got something plugged in it. This part's not too bad looking. It goes with that side. Got to clean the hole out on that guy also. But I bought this stuff called Muggy Weld. And you're supposed to be able to weld zinc and non-similar metals, you know, pot metals, die-cast metals. And basically you just use a torch, you know, so a simple propane type torch or any torch like this. And this stuff melts at 350 degrees. Zinc die-cast melts around 800. Aluminum melts around 1200. So basically you're going to heat the metal up, you know, around that 350. And I'm going to read these instructions real close. Talks about using the flux and watching it turn color. That means you got the temperature about right. And then you just lay the metal rod on there and start building the material up. So that's the project today. See if I can save these hinges. And then if I got 2 sets of hinges, you know, I can sell one to somebody else that's doing a rebuild. First, we'll get this hole drilled out of here. It looks like it's a 5/16 hole. Okay, that 5/16 hole, pretty nice, cleaned up. This hole down here on the end, these are 1/4 threads, so I'm gonna see if there's any thread left in here and then decide if I need to fill that hole, re-drill it, and tap it. It don't look too bad. Looks like I can get 3 or 4 threads in there. Go ahead and drill out this center hole. And that's a 5/16. Drilled that out. Not exactly sure why they had that all filled with material like that. So I can see metal around there. So see how that goes. And this piece here is a 5/16 18 thread. pretty clean, pretty good thread. I can spin that in there pretty easy. It's nice and deep, so I think this hole will be okay. Now on the other piece, we got this. I cleaned the glue or whatever that was out of these holes. Try this 1/4 20 thread again here. See if we can clean that out and make it usable. It's pretty good. We got at least 5 or 6 threads down in that hole. With a nice 1/4 20 fit. Okay. Just taking a look at this other side now, because it had the other side had that hole there too, and I notice it's an 1/8 inch hole, and they've driven an 8-inch pin in there to hold that and keep that from sliding out. Nice, but kind of permanent like. So I'm gonna see if I can like easy out that pin, or I know they didn't make it a through pin, so this would look nice on the top. So we'll see if I can get this pin out of here in a nice way. And then we'll clean the holes up on this one. They're not too bad. All the holes look pretty decent on this one, except for the one that's broke that we got to build up with that Muggy Weld. This is the smallest easy out I got. Not as too big to fit in there and try to pull on it. So I'm gonna try a 3/16 drill bit and just try to drill this guy out. Hope for the best. I'll take it easy going down in there. And that's a piece of steel, so I don't want to get too aggressive with it. Let's see how we're doing. A little bit of progress. We'll see if we can keep drilling down through there to get that out. Okay, after lots of trouble and grinding and using all kinds of interesting methods, I finally got these parts, all these 3 pieces apart. Now, this one, you can see this hole is really oblong, so it really rattles around in there. These other 2 holes are pretty solid. So when we get ready to do the Muggy welding, we're going to fill this hole up and we'll re-drill that. And then on this side over here, had to get pretty aggressive with clamps and stuff to get that pin out of there, but at least we've got a functional part. I can try to sand that, and we get these replated at some point. But these fit pretty good now, and that hole is pretty decent for these to work here. So in this case, I'm going to get me a threaded cylinder that's got the 1/4 20 thread on it, and I'll Muggy Weld that onto this part here. The rest of it's pretty good. So got 2 Muggy Weld to do. One to put a cylinder on here, and then the other is to fill that hole on that one over there. So for this broken piece, went and got this 1/4 20 coupler and ground the end to kind of match this profile here, and then I've put a mark there, and we'll cut that off, and then we'll weld that threaded piece with that Muggy Weld in there. I'm gonna leave it a little proud just so I can clamp it, and then I can grind it once I'm done. I've got that piece just kind of clamped in there, and then I'll grind that, you know, flush to that surface once I get that all welded in there. So we've got that one to weld, and this oblong hole to weld. Okay, we got the Muggy Weld worked pretty good. So now I've got a threaded 1/4-20 boss on there, just like the others. Most of the worn areas on the bottom of this, I cleaned that up in there pretty good, and we'll put the flux in there. And we're going to start heating up the outside of this, and we're going to watch that flux to see when it turns brown. We don't want to put the heat directly. Starting to boil a little bit. They're starting to turn brown. So, see if I can get this to build on this bottom half. Starting them out a little bit. I'm not going to worry too much about how pretty it looks right now. We just want to build it. We're going to drill that out of there anyways. Okay. Sometimes when you're cutting with the edge, that drill gives you that diamond pattern, so you see my 5/16 punch pin doesn't quite go in. So I'm just going to take a little bit here off with this Dremel cutting tool. Okay, now with the finished product here, that side's looking pretty good. This side this was the side we filled, so let me take do it from this side so we can see that. So we filled all that in up there. Still just a little bit, but it's very functional now. It's not sloppy. It's got a little bit of play in it, but not much. Don't want it to be too tight. It's got a hinge. So from there, I think we're in good shape, and we'll see if we can make the pin now that goes in there. So I've got a 5/16 bolt. I went and got a stainless steel bolt so that I can cut it off and get them to that length, and then I can put a set screw under one of these down here. It's like this one had a set screw hole, so I'll retap that and get a set screw in there to hold the pin in. Here's the other side. Got the pin cut. This one already had a bushing in it, but fits pretty good. So on this side, they've got a set screw hole also. Getting drilled the holes out, and now I'm just threading the tap, putting a 1032. That way I got plenty of threads to work with there, and that'll finish up this job on repairing this. Okay, got the two trunk lids, hinges finished now, and key things, we put the Muggy Weld on that one there, and we've got stainless pins in there with set screws on them, and then on this one here we had to do the Muggy Weld on this end over here, just to fill that in because it was just not functional. So, you know, not perfect, but from 5 feet away, 3 feet away, they don't look too bad. And this will definitely get me by until I get my other set back from the chrome platers.